Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Collegiate Battlegrounds PUBG tournament. I am Poor Source, and joining me for the first time ever, aka Yazi, my dude. How you
What's
doing,
up, Poor? I'm doing great. How you doing, man? It's been a long time coming in my eyes.
dude? It has, hasn't it? It really has, and then like I even get to see your Shrimsy jersey in the background. Oh my
I'm a little
god!
biased going on in the background. I'm from
Oh
Arizona, so I
no!
got the ASU flag. It's just
You got ASU. Okay,
I
so
look.
right off the bat, we're gonna be having problems because I'm an LSU boy.
Uh-oh.
And we got LSU in the lobby too. But guys, we are here for the final night of CBA groups, in which we will figure out who's going to be our top 16 teams to head on to the finals. At least I think that's how it works, right?
I
That sounds
think so.
right. That sounds about correct. Right now, Concordia is very secure in first place, much like those Sonics that you rep so well. 209 points overall in first. North Carolina State right behind them with 172, but it's a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a gap. But we're mostly interested in that top 16.
Yeah, and Concordia and North Carolina State University. I think that's still going to be close coming into these last few games because it's only 37 points that can be caught up here. A couple of big games coming from NCSU can really turn things around.
Well, let's see if NCSU can pull things together. We are starting on Erangel tonight, and I believe we are set for 6 games. Six, 4 games.
Four
Only
games.
four. Oh my goodness,
Oof.
this is light work for us. Not so
Light
light
work.
for them. Not so light for them, my friends.
At least we have an easy playing path here, Poro. It's something very, very kind to a lot of these players who are going into the final night.
It's definitely something that they will be happy to see. Just going from that northwest all the way down to the southeast. Now, it still includes the possibility of a military island, but let's not be hasty. There's no way it's going to be that mean to them in game one, right?
I, you say that it's not going to, but it always can be. Plus, you have both of us in the lobby now. Like the double voodoo
That's
that's going to
right.
happen.
That's right. You do. You have a history, don't you?
I'm trying to overtake Paperton for the worst cursed caster in PUBG.
Well, so the thing about curses, they come and go, right? And then a lot of times they do get magnified based off of who you're casting with. I know Clover and I went through a pretty rough spell, but High Pock and I went through a rough spell as well. But everything kind of evened out. But hopefully, uh, our luck will combine for good things for the boys and girls that are playing
Boys,
tonight.
yeah, I hope so. Yeah. No
Hope so.
hot drops so far, other than a couple of the teams deciding to fly the same direction. You see Cal and South is that Southwestern
Well,
out
there
there.
you go. We spoke too soon.
Spoke too soon indeed.
I mean, not okay. So it's not really. Damn. I mean,
It's
this feels like it's going Millie, doesn't it? It feels like less of a 50-50, but
I'm
man,
I'm really interested to see how this phase two is going to shift because if it does decide to shift to that northeast side and want to like really shift towards that small power area, that could start making things a little bit more interesting. And then we might see a little bit of, some people still on military base, some people still trying to maybe camp that crossroads area. So this is an interesting circle to say the least.
a lot of pressure being put on our IGLs. Now, another interesting part about this, out of the 15 teams in the lobby, 4 of them already dropped down onto the military island. So that's going to be a little additional problem for some of these guys that are coming over now. You do see Novo occupied currently by Alabama and Concordia. Doesn't look like they're getting too close to each other just yet. But Alabama better mind its P's and Q's here because they have got sneak attack over there on Concordia, and he is our current kill leader by a pretty substantial margin. 48 kills in the bag already for him. Also, the damage leader by over 1,500 ADR right now.
Yeah, just an absolute nutty performance coming out of Sneak Attack during this season of CBA, and it's just I don't know. I don't know what he did to turn up, but he's just put it on another level, in my opinion. And he's just really proven himself here in this league.
Playing like a guy that's got something to prove for sure. As we see them finishing their looting process. As we said, Alabama just off to the west, currently safe. Right now, looks like Cal Berkeley going to be making their way across the eastern bridge, pretty much free and clear. We'll see where they decide to go. We also have, I believe that's, is it still Florizona State?
I think
Yeah.
it's still Florizona, FSU, Florizona State University. I think they tried to combine. I don't know what's going on, but they're here with Rochester inside the main military base, still split away from each other. I saw a couple of shots going back and forth a little earlier, but nobody really wanting to take too much of a fight here for this hot drop. They're just kind of sticking to each other as we see Crop aiming in with this 3X M24, which I'm not a big fan of the 3X Poro. I just can't use it.
I've never been a fan of it, but that scope gets so much use as your pseudo void. Oh, he's VSS and lads. All right, he'll switch over to the barrel as it looks like he's going to a little bit of close range access here onto Fear to Fork and the rest of the company as they all four pile into the UAS and try to reposition. It looks like they're going to get away with it pretty safely, though. And that is good news for Florizona State off the bat, because it looked like, for all intents and purposes, it looked like RIT was about to pull the trap on them. They were surrounding. They looked like they had multiple angles, and they were ready to go, but Florizona picking the perfect time to dip on out.
Yeah, they're dipping on out, getting out of there just before Pseudo Void decided to pull the VSS out on him. I think I was hoping that was going to come out. But here over by Novo, it's starting to get a little bit more crowded. UBC coming in over by Alabama. See Crashes coming in. Ginger Jesus with an SLR. Just a lot of just crowd control really wanting to come out from both Alabama and Concordia. Shots coming in. Lawrence as well onto one of the members. Just no connections, not too much damage there. He is just going to get away. That's going to be Jack from UBC.
And it's fantastic news for British Columbia there. They keep four alive, but now they are very, very spread out. It's Few still trying to make his way away from Novo, while the other two members only just made it across the bridge and have narrowly avoided Cal. So UBC a little bit spread out here, but all still alive. So that's pretty much the good news that we're working with is, wow, Frodo, Bison with the 6x Bison meta. That's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, it's almost like he's playing Tarkov. You just gotta hit legs, right? SMG meta, just hit limbs.
Yeah, that's it. As long as you can hit the limbs, you're fine.
Just hit the limbs, you're fine.
It looks like Florizona going to continue their rotation. They're actually going to go all the way up to the radar tower. Meanwhile, UBC made it across. Cal made it across. LSU will make it across to the military island from that western bridge. No camps really going on until now, where it looks like Span Cargo and the rest of UCF might be posting up to see what they can see. We got one boat making it through. Ontario, 4 deep in the yacht as they get really, really close here between UCF and LSU. That could be danger.
Oh, yeah, definitely. In Central Florida, I mean, Oogie Boogie was wanting to take a couple shots there, but it doesn't look like it was going to happen. So Ontario just getting by a little bit lucky on their rotation, starting to go on that east side. LSU hoping that somebody was going to crash right into them. Just not going to happen.
Looks like Ontario will survive for the time being, at least, but where are you going to go from here? If they have ideas about pulling into Novo, they're going to find that is very, very crowded and congested. Speaking of crowded and congested, Big Penguin for LSU actually just sending it right into Novo. And I don't know if he is aware, but he has got a lot of company there. Southeastern Alabama, Cal, all inside already. They're going to be taking a few shots in his direction, but somehow Big Penguin just avoiding him for the time being.
Yeah, he's somehow made it all the way around, and he's now driving right past Cal, right into Mitchie Boy over here at the gas station. Crash coming in from LSU onto Cal. Big Penguin is going to get knocked and stolen away from by FSU as well, so that kill point is going to go towards FSU, and LSU just trying to salvage whatever's left here. Coming down on it, Ginger Jesus is beast, and now Ginger Jesus is going to have to deal with this 3-man of LSU by himself.
Yeah, Nice little steal there by Arizona, but this is a full 4-man crash, or 3-man crash rather, coming onto Ginger Jesus. He's going to try to work the top side, work outside, try to find an angle to avoid any throwables that might be coming his way. He's got to get some protection coming his way from around across the street, but CMB is going to get spotted out by HD Beast, and now the protection is gone. He does have one other member still over there that could provide some support in the form of Kazu. And now Ginger Jesus, nope. That's going to be a clean push in there from LSU. Vinicelli, wrap that up. Garadin giving some support from the high ground. Still, Kazu looks like might be the only thing he can really go for is a res here, but how do you go outside?
He's just got to hope that he's able to open and close that door, but it's just not in time. Garadin's going to get that steal away, get the flush, 3x M4 from range, and taking the shots here from Pluie of Southeastern. Just a little bit of third-party action, just trying to be a little bit of an annoyance.
This circle is murderous. We have still just the very, very edge of Military Island in. Now the bridge camp finally paying off here for UCF, but Oogie Boogie has gone down. We'll see if the rest of the 3-piece member of Midwest, Gribbles, Colsey, Delta, very, very strong players in their own right. We'll see how they decide to approach this. As it looks like Oogie Boogie not getting rezzed anytime soon here. Big Butt Judy going to try to prevent the push. Will succeed for the time being. We'll have to get on out of there and reposition unless she wants to catch a throwable right to the face. Meanwhile, on the other side, Colsey going to open it up. Find Nomad Wrath. Span Cargo finding herself alone. Big Butt Judy's going to go down as well, and it's all down to Span. The camp has fallen apart. The camp has been eliminated as Midwest Collegiate cleans that up about as clean as you possibly could. Delta catching about 2 shots, and that's it.
A nice 3v4 coming out of Midwest, just a completely, I don't know, steamroll over there on the Oogie Boogie and the crew. Just the way they took that, having Delta and Gribbles on that western flank coming behind that gas station was just really nice. He left Colsey to kind of have his own accord on that north side. Really just let him do his thing, and he turned up just in time.
Very, very nice ref from Colsey. It looks like they are the last team remaining on the main land here, as we have a few others that have made their way across the western bridge. Meanwhile, we also have Cincinnati that's making the long swim across into Novo to see if Ontario and Southeastern have their eyeballs on. They spot this out.
Yeah, and that's a very wide spread coming out of Southeastern as well. You got Chaotic way down there on the far south edge, of that little beach up on the hillside, and you got Pluie, Beams, and Spirit Snake, Sanic, all surrounding the Novo mainland as no, that's SAU, right?
That's gonna be St. Ambrose making the long boat trip around the southern part of the island. They come around the Horde, and they're going to land into Novo, where they are going to find themselves greeted by a full 4-man Ontario squad. I think SA Dude has picked up on this. Chaotic tried to take a few shots over in that direction, but got immediately turned on by sneak attack. But here comes the full 4-man push into Novo while we check. They made landfall. They're going to open up. A lot of chod, rather. Made a few shots and traded back and forth. Nando's down. Ghost is down. We're down to 2 up for both. Looks like SA Kid. Bison again. SA Kid going to try to see if he can find another one. It's down to just Dense Plains. While Gradix and SA Kid should be able to go for these reses here unless Dense Plains has 2 grenades. You got 2 frag grenades. Maybe not
trusting the grenades, maybe not trusting his arm.
Yeah, he may have just kind of lost track of where they ended up, but either way, it looks like both of these reses is going to get off here for OC as they are back up. Plays going to try to take shots back in as soon as SA Kid picks around, gets him down to about half HP. But Dense Plains has not had time to heal or do anything, really, just holding this off. Crimson will get finished off by SA Dude, and here comes the push from OC. be Great Tech's going to try to find him, but no! It's actually going to go down to Chaotic from range here. So Dense Plains getting a little support, and Ghost will get the flush with the grenade. That'll do it for St. Ambrose, but here comes the push from Southeastern.
Yeah, Beams and Chaotic, they understood that this team fight was happening, and they decided to push this flank. Got that steal on the Greytex, and now it's Ontario that could be in some trouble. They got SA Kid knocked, and so they're just going to have to try to hold up. But meanwhile, NC State and Rochester in some trouble. Beck takes some shots over there. He is going to get knocked by Iceman. Now we jump on with Arctic Wolf, only down to 10 HP. Him and Willer, the last two remaining for NC State, trying to hold back against a very strong Rochester team. Maybe just trying to pick up as many points as possible before going out here to the blue as well. Pseudo Void kidding on the bike. This is just a madhouse of a team fight out here. But in the end, it is going to be RIT Rochester taking that team fight victory and taking all those points.
And they should be able to get both of these reses as well. As you can see, British Columbia making the drive-by. Either not interested or not aware of RIT right down there. More focused on getting inside the circle. Meanwhile, you can see Delta and the rest of Midwest making the long wrap around to the south side here, but they're about to find themselves pushing right on top of Concordia, who's getting a visit now from UBC. This could be a three-way fight breaking off right now.
Yeah, Concordia, they were here. They were set up. UBC just came in crashing. Cruzy's the first one in, has Few and Sabs behind him. There at the shack, you know, Cruzy's just gonna have to try to do whatever he can. He's gonna get some damage, but not enough as he does go down. That's gonna be Flashy grabbing that one, and Few has to get a res back at the shack. Few just in some trouble here. I think I remember getting. I think Shabs got shot from a third-party range or something. He's in trouble.
Yeah. It's unfortunate there. Shabs going down to sneak attack, but that basically just put Cruzy right in the line of fire there. As Shabs should be able to get the first aid off. Sneak attack already pulling up to pull the anchor position, but neither of these teams aware of the presence of Midwest just yet. They start making their way around here. One will go down. Shabs is barely alive right now, just ticking the bandages will keep him up for a little bit longer, and he goes down. Hershey also going down as well as Concordia coming out the big winner in this fight. Still have all three up, and it looks like for now Midwest is going to avoid this fight.
Yeah, they're getting ahead of Concordia here. It might be setting up just for this next rotation because Concordia does have to come out of that compound, and this zone is not going to be favorable for any team unless you're already inside of that Novo area. So, but Concordia is a strong team, and if they're able to make it past Midwest, they can definitely take over a lot of this southern side.
Strong players on both these squads here as we see Sneak Attack already opening up. Knocking one down to about half HP. Morns is back right behind where Midwestern just was. Gribbles gets taken extremely low, but doesn't go down to the fire from Morns. The throwables are going to come out. Going to miss for the time being, but Concordia going to use this opportunity to reposition and get the wrap on. The grenade will find its home. Gribbles goes down. Delta down to about 1 HP. To stay alive for the time being. Morns goes down, gets traded out. There's not much health left on this Midwest squad. Delta goes down. Sneak attack coming in from the flank here. Should be able to spot Colsey out as soon as he peeks up his head. And Colsey is just completely surrounded, and that's going to do it with the Groza. Flashia puts an exclamation point on this fight. Now, they did lose Morns, but that is just 6 kills in the bag now for Concordia.
Just a strong team, just proving why they are at the top of the leaderboard right now. They had a team ahead of them just ready to cut them off for any position, and instead they took the fight to them, and they just showed that their gun skill was just a little bit better, and it proved right there and there. They just had no remorse for what they did right there to Midwest.
No remorse, no quarter given, as Concordia pouncing on every opportunity that they have to attack. Now, they do have the entire southern side of this circle to themselves, and they find themselves quite alone for the time being. We'll have to see where they decide to push in as these circles progress. Meanwhile, RIT going to have a crate drop just off to their south. Doesn't look like they're too interested in getting it just yet, but they have spotted out Concordia from range. Iceman take a few shots. Not going to find any downs yet, but he will put them on notice that we have a line of sight onto you. So you better watch out.
Yeah, Iceman's a little dangerous here this game. He's got 4 kills already, 4 kills to the RIT-5. So he's been really putting his shots in. And if he decides to shoot anybody today, I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up taking their heads off and ends up getting the kills even more. It almost feels as if he's on a whole nother level tonight, really understanding what's on the line. Because, guys, this is the final night. Our top 3 teams are going to be able to get those prize pools, and our champions will be crowned in a matter of these next couple games.
Yes, indeed. And RIT currently in 3rd place. They've got some work to do if they're going to be catching up to Concordia. So the top looks like pretty much everybody in, with the exception of Cincinnati, LSU, and the aforementioned Concordia. Cincinnati with the easiest path through the crates in Novo, but as we know, Ontario still rooting around in there just a bit. Southeastern, meanwhile, still holding down a 2-2 split. LSU going to be in a little bit of a predicament here as they figure out how they want to get inside this circle. Now, they do know that the building across the way is currently populated by the one singular player of Kaozu from Alabama. So would not be surprised to see an LSU hard push come out here shortly.
And they can't do it too. There's still plenty of cover, so that way they're not getting shot at by Southeastern, who's starting to get into that other building to try to get a sideline on this thing. Southeastern knows that there's multiple teams over here, so they're trying to get shots. But here comes LSU on the crash to try to get across the street, maybe even push in over here towards this 2-story building that Kaozu's holding down. It's just going to come in to whether or not Kaozu can at least steal a point away and maybe take one off of LSU.
Well, look at this. Florizona has been working that high ground, working the hillside for quite some time now. They're going to spot out sneak attack, get the initial down. Not going to be able to get the flush just yet, but Fear to Fork wants to push into this, and he's got the smokes ready. We see, looks like Concordia does get the res off, but they are hanging around this smoke cloud for a long time here, Yazzie. This is almost just asking to get grenaded. Okay, they're just going to hop in the Dacia and just get on out of there. It looks like they're going to get away with it for now.
Yeah, good call to get that insta res. Just grab the Dacia, send it into Novo, and just not even have to deal with those fights. They had the high ground. FSU had that high ground, didn't want to take anything. And like I said earlier, sure enough, there goes Kaozu. He was able to pick up a kill point onto Vinicelli, but he does get found out, and LSU do take that compound away from him.
Pretty much the worst case scenario there for, well, not worst case, but not ideal for LSU, as they would have loved to have been able to get all 3 and keep 3 up. Now, Concordia has managed to make it into the crates, but they run right into Cincinnati. Blockhead is going to get the down and the flush on the sneak attack. Now it's just Culpepper and Flash. Flash is going to go down. Culpepper, the last one up, and RIT hears dinner bells ringing. They want to come over here, but it looks like they're going to be prevented from doing so by Florizona. So Culpepper will hop over the wall, try to use that for a little bit of protection for the time being. Cincinnati going to get taken damage from range here. Edge needs to be careful. He's very, very low. Fagaholic and Major Blockhead just going to hang out for the time being. They know where Culpepper is, or at least have a pretty good idea where he might be. As Blockhead actually vaults over, spots him out, but doesn't get the down in time. Culpepper going to work around the side, going to see if he can spot him, finish him off. Not going to find it, so he just goes for the hard cover, as Cincinnati will do a little bit of regrouping now.
Yeah, Cincinnati looking like a pack of hungry sharks here. I think they knew as soon as they got that knock on a sneak attack that it was Concordia, so they knew, hey, this is the team leaders. This is the lobby leaders. We need to be able to take them out. And so they just started swarming. They started flushing. The third party was coming in from Rochester, so they knew a lot of damage was going on to this team. And look at them. They're just searching for every nook and cranny at this point, hoping to get this final kill on him or you knock him out of this game.
Blockhead will spot him. Blockhead will get him. And that's going to be it for Concordia, going out in 8th place. Now, they did manage to pick up a number of kills. I believe it was 6 total. before going out to go along with their one placement. So that's still 7 points. They're still climbing. And now it is left to RIT. And I think NC State is already out as well. So yeah, RIT in the best position to do some climbing here.
Yeah, with NC State going out early, RIT, they were in that third place position. They definitely have a lot of kills still available in this lobby. It's just whether or not they can work with this circle position. Now they're on southeast edge. They just have to take whatever they can. Is here for Arizona State, all the way up on that top of that hill, being able to just look down and have their pick of the litter, per se, of who they want to shoot at.
Arizona definitely in the best position. Came into this game in 10th place with 64 points. Well out of contention for first place. But that doesn't mean that they cannot try to make some moves here based on pride alone. Now, Southeastern still 4 up. Also having something to fight for here in 4th place with 135 points. You could make something happen here on some late game heroics. Want to see what they can pull off. And taking some shots here at range at Cincinnati, getting the damage in, but not finding the knocks.
Well, they are going to find Edge.
They will find Edge.
Yeah. So they do at least get one there. Still have to deal with Fakeaholic and Mr. Blockhead, but Mr. Blockhead has eyes on another prize, as he is going to take a couple of shots there towards Rochester. Just has to be careful of those side angles coming in from Southeastern. But this circle shift going just completely in favor of Arizona State. It's just made trouble for everyone.
Arizona is going to have a lot to keep their eyes on, as everybody's going to have to start making moves to get on out of here. RIT going to be the first one to send Iceman. A few shots going to be sent over towards Vita Fork. They're actually going to get the down as well on a Southeastern now, but we need to focus on Ontario making their way through Cincinnati. A 3v2. Fakeaholic getting the healing done. It's going to be spotted out by SA Dude. The creep walking pays off. And that is going to do it for him. Major Blockhead still up, still on the 2nd floor. We'll see if he can get something out of this. No, it's not going to happen. RIT going to do the work for him, and they're going to get an SA Kid for their trouble as well. SA Dude, meanwhile, going to try to make the run across the street. No smokes left, and they are just going to get absolutely peppered and picked apart by RIT and Southeastern.
Yeah, that's just a tough position trying to make that cross. You've got so many different angles that you can just get shot on. All these high ground players already taking shots. Zez games with the SLR. He does find Pseudo Void, but Pseudo Void's got the better shot. Going to take him down with that mini. That's going to give Rochester the opportunity to make this push up this hill. Try to maybe take this position away from Arizona State and get that high ground and maybe possibly get the victory here in game 1. Just going to have to be who ends up taking the shots. It's even Southeastern is thinking about the same thing. They want to take this high ground as well. They've got beams so close as Garden is found from range.
With the arm, no less. Yeah, beautiful. I mean, we were constantly, we were worried about it. Arizona State, I mean, they had that high ground. They had such a great position in this late game, but it was so much to ask to keep that position protected from all sides, and now they are down to just Migster as RIT has pushed from one end, Southeastern pushes from the other, and even down in the valley, you still have Iceman trying to fight out. He wanted to find out the last player from Cal. Looks like he will just go down to the blue. Spirit Sanic, meanwhile, does not spite out Iceman this time. Looks like he's going to try to go back and rejoin the rest of the squad, but not before taking a few shots in the back from Pseudo Void. Migster for Arizona, meanwhile, just lying prone beneath a tree as Southeastern wraps with 3 on the high side, and they will find him. Beams will get Southeastern's 7th kill, and now it is down to a 4v3. Southeastern and RIT, both teams that need every single point that they can possibly get out of this one.
Yeah, and the 1v1 in between Sanic and Pseudo Void does come into play, but Sanic's going to get the better of him now. It's Crop and Iceman trying to hold together against this 4-man from Southeastern. Og Spray from Crop is not going to be good enough. He is going to go down. Now it's just an Iceman. He's got one close, trying to take the barrel spray, but no connection. Just going to have to back away from Sanic, but this push, this 4-man strong push, they're trying to create the firing line. Can Iceman do it? Is he able to get one? Ooh. No, he doesn't. Sanic and Pluie are going to combine. They're going to shut him down. Down goes Rochester. Southeastern take that victory, Poro.
It's a great victory for Southeastern. Make no mistake. 10 kills to go along with the 10 placement points to pull them 20 altogether. They're trying to make their way up from 4th place, so they need all of these points that they can get with only 3 games remaining now. We'll take a look at the leaderboard when we get back, once we get everything kind of settled. But RIT also 11 kills in a 2nd place, so that's going to net them 17 points overall, which is, they're sitting in 3rd. So this gap kind of narrowing here. Concordia does go out early, but they did manage to pick up a few points to kind of keep that climb, keep the separation there a little bit. But a couple more games like this out of these squads, and it could be a very, very close game 4.
I agree, Poro, especially with North Carolina State going out very early as well. They had Southeastern, Rochester, like you mentioned, both having very, very good games. So that's just going to start mixing up that top of the leaderboard. Those top 4 teams now are all going to be in contention for what could be some major prize pool money.
And that's what we like to see. We want to have a little competition here on the final day of CBA, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get ready to take you into game number 2. Don't go anywhere. everybody, and welcome back to the Collegiate PUBG Season 7 Grand Finals. We have been, I am 100% sure of what I am in now. This is our last day. Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I am 100% sure now. Last day, last 3 games, and we have updated leaderboards from that last one. Concordia still holding on to that lead, Yazi, 216 points. However, NC State, RIT, both within.
I would say within
reasonable?
striking distance. It's
With 3 games left, it's definitely going to take a lot,
Yeah.
but it's possible.
it's definitely possible. I think both Rochester, NC State, they need to have huge games. Rochester had a nice game there, 17 points, so it wasn't too bad. But I think that creep coming in from Southeastern as well, they need to be careful with that because that's top 3 positions. That's the money pool, so they need to be careful of their tail end.
That's the issue, right? I mean, it's not even just how well they do; it's how poorly Concordia does, and even Concordia going out in 8th place still managed to pick up 6 kills, still managed to add points to their lead. So, NC State right now in second with 175 points, and then RIT right behind them with 174. Southeastern climbs up to 155 in 4th, and then you go down to 5th. You have UC Berkeley with 139. Then Midwest, UCF rather, LSU, Florizona, British Columbia, Ontario, St. Ambrose, Cincinnati, Norwich, Alabama, and then all the way down in 16th, the ghosts of University of Tennessee at Knoxville.
Yeah, the ghosts. At least they have 2 points.
They managed to collect 2 points for themselves somewhere through 4 games, but everybody else has managed to stick around through 17, and we'll see how they decide. Oh, having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. Let's see if I can get back into this lobby. But sounds like we might be needing to fill for just a second here. So let's go ahead and take a look at some highlights. Highlights. We love highlights. I like highlights. Let's look at some highlights.
I like highlights as well. As you see beams there on screen. There's push. I really like that push coming in from Midwest.
Yeah, it was really well done, especially when you consider the fact that it was a 3v4 and UCF had set up there like a while ago. So I mean, this wasn't UCF getting caught off guard. This was UCF ready for a camp and then just having their camp completely dismantled. Speaking of completely dismantled, RIT barely getting out of that one. That was not as close, a little bit closer than they would have liked, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like you said, completely dismantled. Like once again, here's Midwest. There's that lobby leaders of Concordia just pushing so hard and so fast, going against Midwest right there. Just a very nice clean sweep of them. But the sneaky plays that are coming in through SA Dude coming in right behind to be able to get that kill inside the building. It's just it's so tight to be able to do that.
Very nice stuff here from RIT, and this was the beginning of the end for Florizona. They got the initial down, and a second down came in, and there was just no hopes really at going for any reses. As it looks like we are in game, which is really cool because it's not even showing up on my client. So no map for me. I get to go with basically what we're looking at here.
All right. Well, so far it's a nice plane path. Once again, that northwest down towards the southeast plane path, just pretty much free for anybody to make their drops. I always like these plane paths, Bar. I think it's very nice because it gives a lot of freedom to teams. You can kind of stretch if you need to. You can really take a hot drop if you need to as well. I think there's some sort of mechanic that I think a lot of teams don't realize, like having to have an alt drop is not always the play. Sometimes you can work with what you have, just depending on the plane path.
Coincidentally, this is why I hate these plane paths, because it makes it so that everything is so nice and easy for these teams, and they don't have to. They can go anywhere they want. They don't have to worry about early.
You're right.
Fighting.
As casters, we want the action. We want to see the
so
blood.
Boring.
Oh yeah, speaking of boring, here comes Pseudo Void trying to run
Oh,
over
dear.
Big Booty Judy.
He's like a bull in the matador here. Big Booty Judy says, "Look, I'm on top of this rock. What are you gonna do about it, bruh?"
Can't climb in that boat of a Murado that you have.
Pseudo Void says, "You win this round," and well, then well, actually, not even gonna turn around and go loot that compound. Just gonna go ahead and chase. What are we doing?
What are we watching?
What is going on? Just a little fist bump as we decide
Friendly
to go
game
about
of chicken.
Exactly, exactly. Well, both of these guys smart enough to realize that the longer that goes on, the more likely the other player is to get some support. So they'll just go ahead and go their separate ways while we see our first circle, and it is going all the way to the east. Cincinnati is just looking at that like, come on, really? But I guess if you loot all the way the hell up there, you kind of got to expect some bad circles from time to time, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure Norwich is happy as hell. They're inside Impala,
Oh, they're loud.
dead center. Just
They're
no
so comfy.
no worries. You can loot as long as they want, take whatever position they want. But I'm curious because we had that very weird game 1 circle there on Erangel.
Mm.
Are we gonna have this weird circle on game 2 on Miramar?
Don't know.
I want to curse it, Poro. I want
You
to.
really don't. I assure you. I assure you, as much as I can possibly assure anything, that you do not want an island circle.
I know.
In theory, it always sounds great.
The chat wants it.
It'll make for a fantastic first 10 minutes of the game, followed by the most boring 15 minutes of endgame that you've ever seen in your life. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully.
I remember those days, back 2017, 2018, early 2019, where there was like a couple here and there that it was rough to see that long lull of mid game.
So, well, hey, it could be worse. We could go all the way back to 2017, and we would just see teams of 4 just send it to the water. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just go back to the old Evermore strats and just swim it out and see what happens. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that nonsense anymore. Thank goodness.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Which,
right.
by the way, since we don't have to deal with that, I'd love to get rid of that land ratio on circles 4 and 8.
I would like to see that taken away on Miramar.
I would too. I would too. Especially considering that some of these mountains in such a way that they're treated as water here. As we see, Zez Games will get spotted out. Florazona tries to make the run through, and Southeastern making them pay the price. Lewis, ooh, only one round in the chamber. It looks like Melopanda was not about this. He said, "No, sir, you don't get to do this for free. I'm going to take some shots back at you," but it looks like Beams just says, well, you just pretty much signed your own death warrant there, buddy.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Southeastern they were getting their loot up, they were getting ready, and then here comes FSU just driving right through, and they end up losing 2. Just nice shots coming out from both Southeastern and Beams there. Just pick up the first couple points here in game number 2. It's always a tough rotate to try to go through compounds, go through cities for us. I just hate it. I hate it.
It's definitely, you wonder if maybe they could have gone a different route than maybe directly through Monte Nuevo. That feels like you're kind of asking for it at that point, but in the end, what's done is done. Florazona down to 2 as we check in with our bracket leaders right now. Concordia, sneak attack, very much secure, I would believe, in his kill and damage lead for this tournament. Spotting out what he can see here. Not sure if he's spotted Norwich or not. Looks like he might have an inkling.
It almost looks like he has a kind of an understanding of where these guys are at. He keeps taking a peek at that brick building. And this position, though, is very nice for Concordia. They got a lot of high ground to work with, a lot of vision to look out, towards that western side, which a lot of these teams are going to be on because of the circle. So if they could just hold this position for as long as they can, there's a little bit of a rundown they could make. not too much. Alabama here. Cool. CMB taking some shots on a rolling vehicle coming in from Southeastern. But shot in the back from Beams. Down to 1 HP. How is he alive?
Oh, CMB.
Oh, the
got
push.
away. Oh, you almost got away. You're not getting away with that. Okay, yeah. Spirit Sanic gonna come in and finish the dirty work. Chaotic. I'm gonna steal the kill away from him.
Oh my, that is punishment.
Look, if you're gonna post up and you're gonna take shots at a team that's driving around, you better be certain that you are ready, just in case that team decides to then turn on you. And unfortunately for that one, CMB maybe wrote a few cash checks that his body couldn't cash, and Ginger, Jesus, gets sent to his Lord and Maker by some fantastic Kalzu now gonna be the next one to pay the price there. He tries to spray that Scar as much as he can, but it's not gonna be enough. Praetor Demon, fortunately, will stay alive because he is about 1,000,000 miles away from everything going on there. You can see him down there, just just off to the south. Sometimes being AFK in the plane actually works out in your favor.
Yeah, it works out in your favor, but not for your team. Down goes CMB, Ginger Jesus, and Kazu. All the Southeastern, and now Raider Demon, he's got to snake it in for the rest of this game.
You ever get so paranoid that you hear nothing around you at all, but you just hard hold the staircase with the double barrel?
Hey, double barrel shotguns, apparently it's the play now. Shotguns are the play. Just one pump everybody now.
Yeah, apparently. Well, we'll see if Praetor Demon gets anything for it. Right now, he's going to stay alive for the time being for the rest of the Alabama boys. Norwich, as you mentioned, looting up in that Impala area, and they have traversed maybe 5 feet. They've all managed to connect inside this one building, which with this circle, I'm actually a little bit surprised that they decided to hold down this Impala area. So many decent buildings around there that we see these circles end on. The one that they are in, not really one of them. So we'll see how that comes into play late game, as everybody has now made it in, Southeastern being the last.
Yeah, as you were saying with how some of these circles kind of end, with Norwich's position, I'm not sure if it's the best spot, as our zone goes a little bit to the south here for phase 2. So they are still in a nice position, but with this southern zone shift, I don't think Impala's the play. I think they're going to have to move coming in, later on. Might have to go towards that gas station. But these teams on the north side, UCF, trying to maybe take some peeks over here towards LSU. Just no shots, just a lot of scouting coming in from a lot of these northern teams.
UCF just getting a little bit of information. They realize that LSU is leaving and going away, so they'll take a few shots, landing a few shots too. Not too bad from Nomad Wrath with that 4XM4. UCF, meanwhile, also in vehicles, trying to see where they want to go inside this new circle. Now, we said it already, and it bears repeating that an island circle is not completely off the table just yet.
It's not off the table, but I don't see it happening. I wanted it to happen. I just don't see it happening with this how it is.
Definitely improbable, but it's like they say. It's
maybe it'll be that mini island that's right there, the tiny one.
So the chance. It's like you said. The chances of getting killed by a squirrel very, very low. They're never zero.
True.
So chances of going island very low, but not entirely zero just yet. LSU now. Oh, that sucks. That just sucks. You're just trying to drive your Murano through the desert, and all of a sudden everybody just wants to shoot your tires off and kill you in an open field.
Yeah,
hate to see it.
Down goes Garden, down goes Vinicelli. Now Big Penguin and Beast just gonna have to hold up inside that big warehouse there. It's a nice position for them, but just now they're down to 2, and being 2 going into these games is always tough. Oh, Concordia has eyes on the Rochester. These are some of the top teams in the bracket, and whoever wins this fight could start turning things around for them.
Rochester does not have great position here. Concordia by far the better spot. But that being said, RIT does have quite a big split going on. So that could take Concordia by surprise if they're not careful. Crop getting a little bit close to Flashy here, but playing from that low ground position makes it a little bit more difficult. There's no idea where the repositions are going to come out from. Meanwhile, it looks like Concordia, for their part, are going to pull off for the time being. The other duo from RIT making their way towards the north side of the cliffside from Impala. A few shots being sent at a transitioning Southeastern, so they'll get through relatively unscathed for now.
A lot of transitioning coming in through from a lot of these teams. Southeastern do find their own compound, and UCF trying to regroup themselves down here towards, or I like to call it one of the horseshoes on Miramar. And you got those 3 warehouses down there over by the coastline. In UCF, I mean, they're in a great position for the end game. They're setting themselves up nicely. A lot of these teams are probably going to have to come off of that mountain. Oh, that is not what you want to see.
Wow.
Unless you are Concordia and RIT. Jeez.
That is a hideous, hideous circle. Now, the next one is going to have to pull towards whatever has the most land in it. So I imagine that Impala's still on the table. That being said,
maybe Norwich was big brain here, just staying in that building.
You can see our observer really wants this one to go island here. Just hovering it. Nobody over there just yet. 50 alive, 15 teams still up, but everybody's about to run into each other here. I imagine we're about to see a very, very bloody phase 3 here.
Sure enough, you got UCF taking shots at Southeastern, who are rotating through. LSU is fighting with Midwest up top, and there's really nowhere to go. There's not a lot of hard cover unless you just send it into the city. RIT, Blockhead's going to go down there to Crop. It's just going to be shots going left and right from so many different teams here. Even Cal's about to get into the mix. Cal's all right up top here. Should find one coming in from Mitchie Boyd. Does he? Almost gets it. Finally going to get that knock on a Pluie. That's going to be the initial opener for Cal. Has to get that quick flush, and Mitchie's going to have to heal up here.
A heck of a 1v1 there. Very, very close. Bluest guns up coming out on the losing side, but Southeastern still remaining with 3 up and a nice little coastline position to work with just in case this thing does decide to get even weirder. Meanwhile, NCSU did not have a great game 1. We'll see if they can pull something together here in game number 2 as they take a few shots at a crossing Ontario. Can't find anything just yet.
Yeah,
LSU's getting some work done over there.
LSU's doing some work, and it's all Big Penguin who's doing, just shutting down Midwest by himself up there. There's a lot of damage coming out, between him and Midwest. Midwest were able to close out a lot of damage for LSU, but Big Penguin really holding his own, able to have 1 knock there onto Colsey, and now it's just up to Gribbles in that 1v1.
Destruction. As we check in on Cal, looks like they've either just won themselves a home or found themselves a home, rather, as RIT now pushing with 2 into Cincinnati. They're going to find at least 1 kill. I think Edge might be the last one up. You see Alabama is going to get spotted out and finished off there by Fear to Fork and Florizona as they make their way in from the south, the southern edge of this circle. Very, very close. A lot of teams right on top of each other, but given the terrain, it's pretty easy to break lines of sight here. So it might be possible that St. Ambrose doesn't even know that there's a team just to their west here.
Yeah, now that zone shift that we're talking about, that phase 3 to phase 4 does come in. You have it go to that northwestern side, so Impala is fine. Here comes British Columbia onto St. Ambrose. Down goes 2 from St. Ambrose. Shot from 2 different teams. So a little third-party action coming in from Southeastern to kind of help out British Columbia as they try to get the res here on a Cruzy and have to deal with Dense Plains and King Nando. Dense Plains with an Ironside M4. Shots coming in, able to get the knock on a Jack. Able to get shabs as King Nando, but the trade coming in from Few. British Columbia wanting to hold their own, but here comes UCF to third party coming in from behind him.
UCF needs some points here. They're going to come over the top. They should be able to spot out Cruzy here in a second. going to try to run away. He's going to stay alive for the time being. You can see he has managed to hold it down for now. UCF, do you want it or do you not? Okay, there we go. We're going to push it in. And it looks like King Nando, the last one up, and he's just going to go downhill and try to avoid whatever's left of this. Columbia does go out in 12th, and oh no, Beams has spotted him. And the boy can hit some long-range shots. So we'll see how much longer King Nando decides to go. Okay. Insanity has been reverted. We've come back to earth. Oh no, UCF, Big Butt Judy going down to the blue there. UCF getting a little bit greedy, I guess, with the pushing out and maybe leaving a little bit too long. Trying to find that last player.
Yeah, nice shots coming out from Hershey there. UCF do lose one, but they're going to be in an okay position to make their move. Flush nade trying to come out from Hershey. That second nade might be good. Just bouncing off of the trees, I think. Molotovs to try to break the path, but looks like the res should come through, coming in from Ghost. It's a tough position there for Ontario. But dude, Dude is going to get the reduct. That's a trade, and it's all up to Iceman. Going against a 3-man of Ontario, and he's down at the shack.
Nice little wrap from the dude there. Looks like they have pretty much figured it out that Iceman and Sudavoid inside that shack. The res will come through. Say, dude, not bothering to go for the flush just yet on his down target. Rather, instead, just going to keep an eye on that shed. Spot Iceman leaving, but won't get the down, and that's 3 shots and a down for Sudavoid. Hitting them where they count. Ontario now going to continue their push from the coastline as Ghost and Oblivion will try to get a little bit closer here.
Yeah, and now we got on that south side, Concordia just shooting like fish in a barrel. Here comes UCF. King Nando, last one up for St. Ambrose. It's just Nomad Rouch just trying to hide there, but he's also getting naded from NCSU. We see some damage coming out there at the hay bales. He's just stuck in one of the worst positions. St. Ambrose eliminated, being figured out there by Beck. NCSU being able to eliminate them, and Cal in some more trouble. Have the rest of Southeastern. This fight is not done and over. We saw this earlier, and it's wanting to kick off once more.
Definitely a weird fight here for Cal, but we see RIT will finish off OC on the other side. Meanwhile, Central Florida will get taken out. The push comes out from Cal. They're going to come up over the top. They'll find one, but it's going to get traded out. Magnum will go down as well. Not get flushed just yet, as Southeastern will try to continue to work around these hillsides. They'll find one line of sight, won't get the down, doing a significant amount of damage. Though Beans and Chaotic already have 7 kills in the pocket. They're going to find another down. It's going to get traded back, though, and now it's just down to Beams. Beams will come up over the top, but Mitchy Boy will finish off the fight. Magnum is lost, but Shane may be able to get rezzed here, but no. Picked off from range by Iceman.
God, that was just a crazy fight. Cal, they were able to barely hold their own. They stayed 2 up. But now Concordia just still taking all those shots to the south side. Only 3 kills to their name, though. There was all these teams pushing in from the south. I think there was 4 different teams pushing in from the south. So now they finally pick up a 4th kill, even though they've had this high ground, since what, phase 1, phase 2?
They've had it for quite some time, but one of the problems with, really significant landmarks like that hill is that everybody knows that there's going to be a team there. So everybody knows to try to avoid the lines of sight for as long as possible if they can. Unfortunately, looks like Beck running out of options here. And the other problem for him is that nobody really is there to distract Concordia. I mean, Cal can't take shots at him. They just don't have a line on it. I mean, there he goes, Beck taken out. And CTX just free to kind of stand up there and ADR farm for the most part. And, I gotta be. Oh, there we go. Mitchy Boy will finally find an angle onto Culpepper, but that's going to alert CTX that Cal is right below them. We'll see what they decide to do about it.
Yeah, there's good shots coming in from Mitchy Boy, but does open up, their position to Concordia. So now Concordia is just going to be able to hold another angle, per se, as they try to get this res on a Culpepper. But this zone, we have 6 teams alive, and it's just pretty much all the mountain. I think the last time we saw this zone was PCS2. Sonics were pushing into Impala. And who was it? Adrian had the gas can kill.
Oh yeah, yeah. It has been a while. It's been a while since we've seen it. All right, so let's see. Looks like RIT will get spotted out. That's going to do it for them. They go out in 6th place, but know that they picked up a couple of kills along the way. See, Oblivion the Ace actually still survived this. Thought that Ontario was wiped, but it looks like Oblivion managed to sneak away.
He just stays alive. And he's actually in a pretty decent position on that northeast side as well. Being able to make this wrap, everybody's focusing that central and southern side. So he should be free to just completely wrap on that north and be completely fine up until endgame. And then we have Norwich as well. Those guys stayed 3 up inside of Impala, took a couple shots, and they're still 3 up inside of Impala.
I imagine the kill count probably looking pretty low if you're Norwich. But that being said, 3 up, circle. Good. We'll spot out Mitchy Boy. You'll take him down immediately. Looks like Frodo does manage to stop and get the kill off. Trade it back onto Oblivion, and he will go down. But now Frodo is a solo. Solo Frodo. No Sam with him at all.
That M4 reload just really hurting Oblivion the Ace right there. I think that's really what it was. I think if he was able to get a reload off just a little bit quicker, or maybe even just not even focus on the flush, he could have been able to take out Frodo and win that 1v2, because he had a nice position. But I think just choosing a reload was really what decided his demise.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knew Frodo was there or not. I assume probably. We kind of came into that fight a little bit late, so I don't really know. But Frodo will stay alive for the time being on the north side, but he has been spotted out by Gribbles and Colsey. CTX, meanwhile, have made it inside the circle on the south side. They still got 2 up on the hill, 2 in the church, and there you have it. Norwich, fantastic circle luck, but holy Cakesterman. We'll find Culpepper. Culpepper just the bullet magnet right now for Concordia. So he seems to be the only one that keeps getting knocked.
Yeah, that time by the Car 98, he's definitely just gonna be down, and then Sneak Attack just gonna respond. Cakesterman, you're gonna knock my guy, I'm gonna knock you right back. Norwich, although they have the hard cover, have a great position, you just have to be careful with Sneak Attack. It's a dangerous player to be going against. And he's got a shot that is just looking for heads.
Absolutely. We'll take a few in there as they try to go for the res here. Bloody Motions, well, shooting at the wall, I guess.
Just a shot and a prayer. Right there.
Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah.
But, just working the staircase, seeing what he can see. This looks like it's going to be a rather slow end game. I would anticipate. Now the circle does pop away from Impala, which is going to force Norwich and Concordia to have to get on the move. Now, can Midwest get into a good enough position to where they can try to do a little gatekeeping here as a duo? It's going to be asking an awful lot of them, especially when you have the duo from Concordia that still have a little bit of high ground and can work over the top here. They might be able to catch them off guard.
Yeah, I like Colsey's position though. He's just waiting. He knows Morans and Culpepper have to come down, so he's just playing right on that edge. Oof. Although Gribbles has been spotted by Morans, who's going to take the first shots? Come on, take the shot. Take the shot. Oh.
Morans that hurts with the trigger discipline. Not going to open up on the Dinosaur Man just yet, but he will wait and see what he can spot out. It looks like spotted him. Oh, okay. Quick and easy. Culpepper getting his vengeance.
Nice team shot coming out from both Morans and Culpepper. A Hail Mary grenade coming out there from Colsey. Hail Mary grenade on the way back. Almost getting the flush on the grip. It's just a little short. Now Colsey just has to rat and just hope that these 2 from Concordia push down on him as the rest of Impala is starting to get a little bit more crowded. Sneak Attack and Flashia starting to make their way over here to the fight against Norwich.
Snakes and rats. Whatever your poison, we've got them here. Colsey. Looks like Gribbles will get finished off. They know that Colsey's down here, but they don't know where. They haven't spotted him just yet. Colsey will find Sneak Attack to open it up. And Cakesterman actually going to find Culpepper. So Concordia taking 2 back-to-back downs right here. Looks like they're going to try to go for the reses. Culpepper, this is like 3rd or 4th knock now. Yeah, he's just going to bleed out right there on the edge. And here comes a goal. That was a nice grenade from Colsey. Just bounces the wrong way. Warrens try to come up over the top. Colsey will spot him, though, and he is just going to aug him to pieces. Warrens goes down, and Concordia now down to 2. And they are just hurting right now.
Yeah, they've got Norwich shooting at him from one side. Colsey's holding a nice angle on the other. Just any sort of push that Concordia wants to push over that hillside is not going to come in. Cakesterman steal away Morns, getting Norwich another point, but good return fire coming in from Flashia there towards Norwich. Nice AUG spray coming in from Colsey, able to get 1. Sneak Attack right on the other side. Can he get the second? No, he gets traded. Sneak Attack with the AK. Gonna shut down Colsey and Midwest just before the blue begins to close. Might be able to also get that res. I'm not sure just how fast that blue's gonna shut him out.
I think he should be able to get it. Meanwhile, Frodo has managed to sneak past the black gates and right into the midst of Norwich here. They have no idea he's here. He's for every sound cue. He's going to find Webbington. Does he know that there's one up over the top? Cakesterman has just gone prone. I'm not sure if he just has no idea where he is or if he missed the sound cue or what, but he is going to get taken down to very low, and Frodo will finish him off, and that's actually going to do it for Norwich as Bloody Motions goes down to the blue.
Beautiful play from Frodo. Patience coming out of him. Able to get that first knock and knew that he had to get pushed. Just held the position, but now Concordia has the high ground. Frodo's in this 1v2, and Concordia just want to be able to take some more points for themselves. This is just Sneak Attack and Flash, 2 nutty players, but Frodo just playing that central position so close to that asterisk, so close to that dot. If he's able to get a knock here and force a 1v1, I think he could do it. Sneak Attack has an AK, and Flashia has an M4, and going against that barrel of Frodo, I think Frodo might be able to do this.
He's got a decent amount of armor left as well. His head's a little bit busted, but let's see if he spots us first. Sneak Attack will get him, and he'll finish him and let the Concordia victory laps begin as they come in with another win with 8 kills, surely making this lead insurmountable.
Concordia just wanted me to be wrong there. That's what that was. I was hoping for Frodo to get that 1v2. He just didn't. He had 5 kills, which is pretty good. Pretty nutty game from him.
Look, it was a good shot there. It was a very good shot. I mean, the problem is just the terrain just wasn't working in his favor. Unfortunately, he would have had to pull kind of far out from the cliff side there and just really expose himself to be able to kind of hit those shots. And it was just rough sledding. What are you gonna do? You got the guy over the top. He has got an AK with an extendee. He's just gonna roast you every single time.
Just hold mouse 1 and just shoot down and be fine.
Pretty much. Well, guys, that's going to do it for game 2. We still have 2 more games to go. We'll see if Concordia can build their lead any further. When we come back, game number 3. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and we are back once again. We are halfway through the final day of Collegiate Battlegrounds Season 7 Grand Finals. And that last game, well, I think Concordia might have just gone ahead and put the exclamation point on it.
Yeah, I think so too, Poyle. I mean, it's what, a 51-point lead now ahead of Rochester, and only 2 games remain. I'm not seeing a catch up. Now it's just whether or not Rochester can hold their lead against North Carolina that they took from. They overtook NCSU for second place now, so now they just got to hold that for that second place.
It is going to be close. It's going to be close. I mean, they only have a 4-point lead on NCSU. And then NCSU, they're not exactly comfortable in third place either. I mean, Southeastern is kind of right behind them. Still over 10-point, 15-point difference. But Southeastern's been playing really well tonight and could easily catch them if they get a couple of circles go their way. So we'll have to see what happens there. Meanwhile, Berkeley in 5th, Midwest in 6th, UCF in 7th, LSU in 8th, and then it kind of goes downhill from there. Actually, LSU and Florizona tied right now in that 8th place spot. The only thing separating is 8 kills for LSU. Going to put them in the lead and put them in secure holding of 8th place right now. But we have 2 more games to go. We'll see if anything absolutely wild and crazy can happen. We got to see a little bit of a weird circle there in the last game, so I would not put some insanity completely out of bounds just yet.
I mean, we're not getting any crazy plane paths though, which
true.
I mean, three plane paths in a row. We're going from the northwest to the southeast. This one just a little bit more north. We're seeing that Zarky drop. We actually have a Zarky hot drop coming out between Cal and Cincinnati. Hello.
Why not? Why not? Why not? And Cal isn't even all there. Frodo dropping out a little bit late here. So the Zarky hot drop, the classic El Clasico, as it were. I hope that we watch this all the way through to completion, because it is not very often that you get to see fighting happening in Zarky.
It's not often that you see it. No, I think the last time we saw it was what, 20. I think there was a Zarky game 2017, somewhere close. I mean, there's always that Tempo compound, just southeast of it.
You're testing my history now.
I'm trying to go back in time. I'm starting to age myself with the game. But yeah, Cincinnati and Cal, the hot drop and the push. Actually, Edge just proned out. He's got 3 members of Cal inside. He's got the Tommy gun.
He's got a Tommy gun in a dream. A lot of damage. But Shane's got that DBS.
Oh, yeah. The 3-man wide peak.
Yikes. That is going to do it for young Mr. Edge. That wasn't a DBS. That was a Vector. I got my icons confused. We'll see if Eric Brisket and the boys can get anything done in return here.
And Frodo is still parachuting in.
Because of course he is. Of course he is. Well, he's on a compound now. He's gonna get nice and looted up. He should be fine. Let's just see if Cal is very much pinned right now in one position. But Eric Brisket gonna take a couple of UMP bullets right to the face there. Nobody really feeling extremely comfortable with this, I gotta imagine. So apparently we got fights going on all over the map, as we see Midwestern going to take out Cakesterman from Norwich, and Cal actually gets this cross.
Yeah, Midwestern, Norwich, and Rosick, Cal, Cincinnati, and Zarky. Is this just final days playstyles? Is that what's going on right here? Everybody just got to send it?
That seems to be the case. As while this is all going on, our circle has popped and is going to go hard north. You'll see Eric Brisket will get roasted by a combination of all the SMGs. Yeah. And now it's down to Major Blockhead and Fago-holic with the M16 Scar wide peaks, baby. Let's go.
I mean, M16 nuts. I love it. I am a big fan of the M16. I think it is a poor man's DMR if you absolutely have to. Midwestern shut down Norwich inside Rozic. Oh,
That fight got taken out pretty quickly. There's a Midwestern keeping all members up as well.
Yeah.
We wait and see how this one plays out. Cal, not sure if they know exactly where the Cincy boys are. Well, now they do. Is Magnum going to be peeking with that 4X Mutant, everybody's favorite gun combo.
Midgie Boy trying to get a wrap here as well in that UAZ.
Oh, they're not letting him leave.
Oh no, they're not. Midgie, he's setting up to just block him off. Like, hey, you guys wanted to take this hot drop with us? Fine, we're gonna punish you here. And he's got the 4X SLR. Shots coming out over towards Figaholic, and now since he's just pinched, they're just trapped. This is a bear trap that you don't want to be put in.
Frodo has also joined the gang. Will be here to contribute. Now, Mitchie does need to be careful. He can't afford really to get knocked because, well, actually, he could probably afford to get knocked. Since I don't think has any vehicles down there, so him getting knocked and the likelihood of them pushing and flushing is probably pretty low. But we shall see. As it looks like Cal is just going to go ahead and squeeze the grip down on top of these two. Frodo up over the top, double SMG, taking the Bison shots. Gonna land him. What can you say, man? Scopes and Bisons have been a big player today.
Look, Bison, it's got a nutty recoil pattern. I think when you put in a 6X, you just zoom out on it, make it like kind of like a converted 3X. There's no recoil. You just shoot and be a laser from almost any range. So I like it. It's an interesting play to say the least. It puts out a lot of damage very fast. Plus, it's a 53 round magazine. So you
got plenty of chances to miss.
Plenty of chances to miss, but also a lot of damage that can be put down. It's an interesting combo to say the least. But if it's working, it's working, and I'm not going to fault these players for getting their points how they have to.
You got to do what you got to do. Fagaholic will stay alive for the time being. Let's take a look at what's going on the rest of the map. You can see UCF going to spot out one from NCSU. It's going to be Arctic Wolf going down. Another fight going on between Florizona and
I think that's St. Ambrose up there.
St. Ambrose, yeah. The Florizona looks like they are down to just 2 players. Actually, no, they've got 2 here. Where's the other 2?
A 2-2 split. They've got Mellow Panda down just southeast of shooting range along with one other. And then this 2-man up at that north side fighting with St. Ambrose, kind of crashing their compound as LSU is kind of just holding their own. You know, maybe third partying here with UCF and NC State. So they're just trying to pick apart and take a couple of pop shots here and there.
Yeah, just see what they can spot out. Nothing coming out of it too much just yet. As we see, it looks like most everybody, well, most teams have made it into the circle. We still have RIT and Concordia way down in military. They have taken their time getting over here. As we cut back to Mixter, trying to hold off the push from St. Ambrose here. Gets knocked very low. Right after he gets the res off, the grenade immediately re-knocking. Now Mixer is going to get pushed here by Crimson and Dense Plains. They have lost him. Don't know where he is. They have found him. They have flushed him. They are done. The 2-2 wide split from Florizona just results in nothing but 2 quick deaths.
Yeah, I kind of saw it earlier. It was actually St. Ambrose that pushed in and crashed that compound and kind of just took it over from those 2 members of Florizona. I think they were just hoping just in case of zone shifts. But a lot of rotations coming through here. UCF taking shots, LSU taking shots at Ontario, and Ontario coming right up towards NC State. If Winlow can get here on this southern side, or even back on the roof, it ain't like you get on the roof. Nice shots coming in from him. Able to do a lot of damage. But Span Cargo from UCF is going to be the first one to take out one of the members of Ontario. And is that Oblivion the Ace just trying to drive away along with Ghost trying to get that junkyard. Oh, nice shot coming in from Winlow to be able to get the knock. Ghost has to get there to try to get the res as fast as possible. What a shot with the 2X SLR.
God, he will get rezzed, but
Oh,
Wow,
6 HP
look
on
how
Ghost.
close Ghost
Oh
is.
my god.
Jeez, Pete. NCSU doing work from that warehouse. Now, I gotta say, Ontario, a little bit ambitious, deciding to roll up onto that compound and just roll out in the middle of this.
Oh, sneak. That is just
oh,
mean
no.
sneak attack. That is mean.
Oh, dear.
The run over, the drive by.
I mean, look at this. Concordia is a million miles outside of Circle, and they're still just doing dirty things to the rest of this lobby here. Eventually, they'll make their way in, but they have got a long way to go as their new circle has popped, and it is going to go north, centering up just off a shooting range, just over where our duo from Florizona, Melipanda, and Fear to Fork still staying alive for the time being. It looks like NCSU is going to get on the move. Fagaholic, meanwhile, has avoided the clutch. Okay.
We say that.
They are still hunting this man. What did Cincinnati do?
I don't know, but Cincinnati is done. The annihilation coming from Cal. It's Frodo gonna get that final kill onto Fagaholic.
Just never hot drop Cal and Zarky, I guess. They take that very, very personally here, as we see Florizona taking a few shots in passing. You're gonna lose Fear to Fork, but Melipanda gonna do a bunch of damage. Can he get the last bullet? One more. Oh, it's not gonna find it.
There's a lot of drive-bys coming here in this game, Boro. Colsey just hit that one on a Fear to Fork. Delta has an AWM. Oh, Delta just missing the AWM shot onto Melipanda. Swaps to the M4. Can he connect? But Melipanda has that SLR out. Getting ready.
Oh.
Body shot from Delta. Shuts him down. Actually, headshot. Able to get down Melipanda. And FSU Florizona State is eliminated just like that.
I keep telling people, Delta is the real deal. You just not often really getting to see everything he's capable of with on that One Eye Open roster, but he is very, very skilled here, as we see UCF trying to figure out what to do about this LSU situation. They're smoking it down as if they want to cross over here, but Vincelli gonna put Big Butt Judy down. And now UCF has to put a pause on their push.
Yeah, Span Cargo had a nice little flank, but Big Penguin shutting down Nomad Wrestle. Now UCF has to be able to get both of these knocks to be able to get the reses. Nomad Wrestle trying to crawl into a little bit of a safer position. Uki Booey taking damage. UCF had just kind of put themselves in a little bit of a pickle. And LSU, they...
Oh, no.
Oh, here comes Midwest.
Oh, dear. Of all the things that could happen, let's just see a team fully crash onto this compound of all compounds. Oogie Boogie has the frag grenade in a hand. We'll lay it down there, hoping to maybe catch somebody. Not going to find anything. Man, you got to wonder. All these frag grenades Oogie Boogie's holding, I'm wondering if they could have maybe given those over to Span Cargo to throw at LSU, because she's got nothing after she makes this push over onto LSU's side. Yeah. It would have been nice to have something there.
Yeah, here comes the push from Midwest. They want to send it up, but trying to push those stairs is just always tough.
It is just asking for it here. Nice flash though. That could be enough, and that will be enough. And that's going to be it for our two UCF members. Now Span finding herself all by herself, as the rest of the squad has been summarily just torn apart by Midwestern, and LSU actually getting picked here from range by NCSU as well.
Yeah, and our next zone shift, just a nice central shift. Not really any hard shift, anything. People, teams can still make their way in. Plenty of compound. So it's, I don't know why, like, everybody was just wanting to fight for the crossroads. 3 different teams just crashing out. Span Cargo able to get the flush on a Vincelli. She's not done. Big Penguin is knocked upstairs as well, so she might be able to take that kill away and pick up another kill for herself. She's at 2. But it does have 2 more members of LSU to worry about, as well as Midwest from across the way.
That's some good heads-up play from Span there, just kind of reading the kill feed, realizing the situation, knowing that LSU was a little bit short-handed, trying to make the push. We'll get one. Would have been nice if she could have got Penguin here as well. She might be able to spot him out. Will spot out one on the stairs, and Beast is going to run immediately to his death. And now she gets another one. She found another one. Oh, Garden pushing with next to no HP, but will end up finishing off Span Cargo and will get the res onto Little Penguin. LSU stays alive, but how long? Because now look at Midwestern.
I really thought Span was going to get that flush too.
It was so close. It was so close. But the dinner bell is ringing here for Midwestern. Delta going to push into the compound by himself. He does have some support from Gribbles, as the Molotov will come out to prevent the push. Delta will have to pull away and get that heal off.
This is a very aggressive push going out from Midwest to really just shut down the rest of LSU. They've been paying attention to kill feed. I think a lot of teams being able to do that is just really huge. As long as you understand where teams are at, who's fighting who, and recognize the kill feeds, you can really take any fight you want. As here comes the push. Big Penguin's going to get shut down. Garden, and the side room gets shut down as well. Gribbles and Delta in the nice trade, shutting down LSU.
Heck of a pre-flash there from Delta. Just absolutely set up Gribbles' push. And at Midwestern will finally win the compound. We'll see St. Ambrose getting involved with Cal here. A little bit of an awkward fight. King Nando and Lob the Chad have already been taken out. Magnum gets traded back. Dense Plains trying to continue to peek this fence line, see if he can find something here. Crimson 1K coming from a different angle. But there's only so much really they can do here.
Yeah, and Crimson really doesn't want to push too much out. He doesn't know if anybody's on that spine, right above him to the north. So he doesn't want to give up too much of his northern side and really turn things around. As NC State trying to third party into that little shelter tunnel area that we see UC Berkeley sending their vehicles into. But
why not?
They're out of zone now, so they're going to have to get those vehicles back out.
That feels bad. Spent all that time getting them all the way down there, and now you just got to take them right back out. Well, should be safe for the time being, at least. As we check in on Flashia. Concordia now, after eating a bunch of blue damage, finally have made their way into the circle. Flashy taking some shots back and forth with Southeastern. Sanic got it down earlier, but is not able to get the flush here onto sneak attack. So Concordia back up to 3, back over to St. Ambrose. Take a few shots in passing at Cal. Cal tried to leave, and look how low he is. Oh my goodness.
Just nobody able to get that knock on him either. He's barely able to get away. They're going to get into a dip just on the eastern side of shooting range. Cal turning their attention back to St. Ambrose, able to get the knock on the Dense Plains. Are they wanting to push this? You got Mitchy Boy getting very aggressive, sending it in. Flashia was knocked as well. He's just being left alone. Concordia, you see him ramping on that southern side there. They're just going to leave Flashia to his own demise.
You can see Mitchie and Frodo really wanting this. Meanwhile, Concordia going to pull away from their fight, wrap around over onto the west side, where they should be met here by British Columbia and possibly the last 2 members of RIT. Looks like they will pull into the compound for now. UBC just kind of hovering around, seeing what they can see. I've not found anybody just yet, so they'll make their way in.
Yeah, this has just been everybody just feeding for position at this point, as Frodo and Mitchy Boy do shut down SAU. Magnum actually is able to get one from to be able to help out. So Southeastern now in a pretty decent position, trying to fight off the last couple members of Ontario. The Ace and Ghost were able to make their way in towards a little bit of a more central position as Southeastern regroups, but a lot of damage is coming in from Beams, who's there on a nice Southeastern angle from the hillside. Pluie going to get the first knock, though. That should open this up for the push. Oblivion the Ace, All Eyes Lonesome, somehow just not being seen.
Ontario. Well, there you go. Beams will be the killer, and we'll finish him off. Meanwhile, RIT also gets polished off by UBC. but not before doing a little bit of damage. Knocked out, got it down in a flush on one of the BC boys. It looks like few should get res here.
Midwestern just crashes. They just sent it in here onto Southeastern. They decided to just push. Who's that? That's super low. I think that was Chaotic, super low. Shots coming in from Colsey. As the native utility usage coming into play, a lot of damage coming into the members of Southeastern. Chaotic is able to get on the outside. So now is this Midwest and Southeastern fight, but Delta able to get the first knock. This is a very aggressive Game 3 play coming out from Midwest.
Midwestern is just taking every single fight that they can find here as a 3-man. Delta making that do absolute work. Finds beams. You've got Chaotic down. Spirit Sanic will barely win the 1v1 with Gribbles. He's going to get taken out by Pluis as well. So down to just 2 for Midwestern here. Colsey trying to find some kind of angle. Can he see it? He knows they're there. Where are they? Oh.
Delta with 3. He gets Sanic, Beams, and Chaotic. And Midwest stay alive. Colsey and Delta.
Delta's on a revenge tour right now. I don't know what for, but he is out there trying to prove a point. Both of those boys are. Both 5 kills in the bag. As we check over on Alabama. Finally having to deal with NC State. Beck a little bit separated from the rest of the squad here. He's going to throw the flashbangs over the top. Keep Ginger's Jesus at bay for the time being. A few shots will land. Ginger Jesus Kalzu will go down, though, to Winlow. CMB, meanwhile, has a far flanking angle. Has not been able to find anything yet, but Winlow will find him as Alabama is just getting picked apart. Ginger Jesus now, the blue on his back, is going to have to push into this. He's got the the SKS out, but that is not going to do it. Beck
hoping for a headshot. Hoping for a headshot. Just didn't come in.
You know, sometimes that's all you can do. It's just hope. Hope for the headshot. Well, NCSU will keep 3 up. They have the north. Looks like Cal might be working over in that direction now, though. Meanwhile, British Columbia 3 up towards the west. CTX also still up, 2 up. And then you also have the boys from Midwestern. God, definitely keeping my eyes on Delta. He's been making that ALM do absolute work so far here today.
Yeah, Cal has themselves a crate. Frodo here, he's got the 3 gear. I think he's got a 15x in his pocket to use as well if you wanted. So we see he just puts it on right there. So
looking into the future.
Yeah, so Cal, they could do some damage here. They're starting to push a little bit south over here towards British Columbia, who do have some pretty nice high ground for themselves. It's just me whether they want to push down towards Concordia or if they want to take this fight with Cal. And I think Cal is thinking the same thing. What direction are they going to go? There's a lot of room here in this Phase 5 circle. We're already down to 5 teams. It's about to be Phase 6. Where did the game go?
14 alive at Circle 6 pop is definitely not what we're used to, we'll say. But it looks like Cal will come up over the top. They will spot out UBC, take a few shots. Not going to find any downs just yet. We'll see if any repositions come out, but it looks like Cal is just going to pull away from this, realizing that they don't really have great range here, great spot to fight, and actually going to find it's Fuse going to find Magnum in the back, and at the worst possible time because now NCSU is coming up over the top.
Yeah, the timing on this is just horrible. We see Beck with the SLR shots. It is going to connect, able to get Shane down. Fuse going to get his flush on a Magnum. So now Cal just put themselves in between a rock and a hard place, being pinched in between both of these teams. UBC wanting to shut them out, but even NC State wanting to get as many points as they can. Maybe try to retake that second place position from Rochester, who were knocked out early. So if NC State can really shut down Cal here, it could kind of give them a little bit of a boost, even though they only have 3 kills.
Things were cool until everything started to suck for Cal. 8 kills so far, but now fighting for their lives here as Concordia will find Midwestern. Midwestern maybe pushed 1 too many compounds, but Delta still on the prowl. Will find Sneak Attack, will get the flush. That's going to be 14 kills now for Midwestern. Can they find Morns? This is going to be a tough one to push here if you're Delta. Morns has that hard cover. Meanwhile, Berkeley will finally lose Frodo to NCSU. Mitchy Boy working outside, using that smoke as cover, trying to peek around the edges, not going to find anything. Delta, meanwhile, still on the ridge. Haven't been getting involved in the fight just yet. The shots are going to come out at both. Delta gets taken to about half HP. Mourns won't find the kill just yet. Here come the throwables, though.
The nades coming in from Mourns, even with the hardcover. This Delta has just been having a nutty game. He's got, what, 6 kills to his name?
He is popping the heck off, for sure. Well, Mourns actually going to have to reposition now, as Few is going to come up over the top of the hillside and spot him out through the window. UBC comfortable just holding down their hillside spot right now. They don't feel the need to push into anything. They feel comfy right where they are. Meanwhile, Mitchy Boy going to survive a little bit longer, as NCSU has decided to continue their wrap around the north side. So we are in our top 5. We'll see which one of our snakes survives the longest. We've got 3 of them.
Yeah, we got 3 of them, and one of them has just been popping off, both with his M4 and his 14 kills for Midwestern in this game. The aggressiveness that they've been showing, and especially Delta himself, him and Colesy combining for 11, it's just been absolutely insane. So,
looks like for his part, Mourns is just going to hang out inside the compound right now.
Mourns is almost like a thorn in his side here, inside that compound. It takes a little bit of damage from that grenade.
Delta can work around this and avoid it for the time being, but that window of opportunity for him to get into this circle by going east of that compound is rapidly closing here, as NCSU has kind of wrapped around that side to see if they can clean up anything down here in the south end. Looks like Cruzy spotted them out from range. Not really taking the shots just yet, though.
Yeah, Delta's still taking a lot of damage. I think Mourns is going to have to be the aggressor here. NCSU are wanting to shut this down. Oh, but Delta's going to take the first few shots. The repeak, he's going to shut him down as well. Delta 7 kills. Shuts down Concordia. 15 kill game so far for Midwest. And
just so close for Mourns there.
What a beautiful repeat coming out from Delta, too. But Mitchy Boy, one of our other snakes, as one of the members of UBC, able to get Shabs, and now has to deal with Cruzy and Few.
But, well, Delta tried to send it on a motorcycle right through the middle of NC State. Unfortunately, the traffic police were out. They put a stop to his reign of terror. Mitchy Boy, meanwhile, will take a few more shots, but he's going to take just as much in return. Be enough to make him pull off, but not going to be enough to get him away from its Few, who finishes him off. And now it is just down to UBC versus NCSU. NCSU collapsing on this, realizing, I believe, that they still have a res to get off here. So you can see the wide angles coming out from Regimes. Coming in from that north side, try to find a flanking line of sight here.
Yeah, and then we see the zone control coming out from NCSU as well, especially with this next shift here for phase 8. They just control every portion of this. Ooh, nice shots. Winlow able to get the first knock. Shabs and Few trying to hold on as well. Bet goes down to Shabs, so the trade. Now making it a 2v2. Nice flank from Winlow, able to get one more. Can he shut down and get Few? The spray, he does. And the victory, the 3-piece from Winlow, a 9-kill win for NC State here in game 3, Poro.
Winlow just taking that into his own hands, said, I'm done messing around with these guys. They got all these smokes down. I don't want to wait forever for this thing to play out. We're just going to go in and we're just going to find him as soon as we see. And God, he worked his eyes were glued to the edge of that smoke line.
Oh,
and as soon as he saw something, he just immediately opened fire. Clean as you like. Very, very well played by Winlow. Very well played by NCSU.
Yeah, definitely. They just had all the zone control. Winlow just with a nice flank, able to get that into opening knock in the initial spray, and then he just continued. It's like he felt the fire in him right there at the end. It was just like, okay, I need to take this. This is my clip.
Well, to take nothing away from that, you got to look at the performance of Midwest Delta, Gribbles, and Colsey as a 3-man squad. Got what is it?
Had 15 kills.
15 kills. 15 kills. Hard crashing onto everything, pushing everything they could find. Just playing for fun right now. And God, you got to wonder if they would have played like this the rest of the time, would they have had this much success? Who knows? Who knows? It is the second to last game. We've got the final game of the night, the final game of the finals coming up for you next, guys. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello, everybody. We are back once again for our final game of the day, final game of the finals. And it is going to be one last game on Miramar before the end of the year for Collegiate PUBG Season 7 Grand Finals. Concordia pretty much comfortably in there. It's what, 43-point lead, Yazzie?
Let me do the math. 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's about right. 43 points.
Something like that.
Something like that.
NC State managing to hold down second place with 198 points. However, RIT is right behind them, but that gap has spread just a bit more. And the gap between RIT and fourth place Southeastern is also pretty nice here. So I imagine we'll see pretty much everybody staying in their own spots. Now, this could create for well, there's no other way to put it. Just a wild ass final game here because, well, everybody feels pretty secure in their spot, right? So you're not worried about losing out on any placement or prize money or anything like that. So
yeah, I think it's pretty much going to come down to those bottom teams. They might play spoiler, hot drop one of the higher placed teams, just cause. And if they do that, maybe losing out. Okay, we see Concordia. They usually drop here. Well, let's just drop on them. See if we can, stop their reign of terror that they've been putting on us. So it's going to be an interesting game 6, to say the least.
We shall see, guys. Wanted to, before we get any further into the game, while everybody's dropping, wanted to remind you to thank our sponsors for this season. They've done so much for us. I want to thank especially Play for Pink, Just Hoop, Sector 6 Gaming, GTIF Capital, and of course, the North American Collegiate League. Special thanks to them for sponsoring this season and providing the top 8 teams with an invitation to the NACL Collegiate PUBG Grand Championship and a $1,000 cash scholarship prize pool. Players in the NACL Collegiate PUBG Grand Championship will face off for an addition for the English Premier League's Wolverhampton Wanderers professional esports team. Wolves Esports PUBG division. Yeah, that sounds fun. So make sure to visit playncl.nacl.com for upcoming esports tournaments and keep up with NACL on Instagram at play.nacl and Twitter at playnacl. Yes. There we go.
Done. That's a lot of abbreviations there.
There is so many acronyms. So many you play PUBG for NACL.
Yeah.
And get a chance to play for the Wolves. See, the Wolves keep it easy for us.
And see, yeah.
Easy. Well, speaking of easy, nobody really getting too weird with it here to start things off. I mean, with the exception of Frodo, who I guess really wanted that last circle to go over to the island.
He just couldn't help himself.
He had to visit at least once.
I mean, is it really an island adventure if you don't take a trip to the island? I mean, he's got to get his son somehow.
Exactly. I mean, he bought all this SPF. He got the bouncy ball. He got the towels all ready to lay out on the beach chairs by the pool. Make sure he reserves enough spots for the rest of his team, just like how it normally goes. Get
himself a couple drinks.
Yeah, like get a nice gallon of Dax going. We're chilling. Maybe some piñas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're making me thirsty, Poro.
We'll just hang out by the seaside, man. Not that that's something that they're too unaccustomed to over there at Cal Berkeley. I'm never struggling to fill production.
Oh God,
we're always here. We're always here. Chunks is trying to help us out, man. But you don't understand. I can talk about anything.
Poro is the fill here. He's carrying me, guys.
You want to fill? We could talk about.
There's some stuff we could talk about.
What's your favorite style of egg? Are you a scrambled egg man?
Now depends on how, like how are we talking? Are we talking like because there's different people that like different types of boiled eggs.
Mm,
Like I can't stand a runny yolk. Any type of runny yolk, it has to be like a well cooked egg.
just cooked through and
So,
through.
it cooked
No,
through
no
and through.
runny yolks.
No, I can't. Like people who do like their eggs in ramen, like have a little bit of runny yolk. No, it has to be a hard boiled egg. So
Somebody tried to tell me I was childish for liking scrambled eggs.
I love
What do
scrambled
you
eggs.
Who doesn't like scrambled eggs?
That's
It's like, I feel like that's like the superior form of egg. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But either way, first thing that happened here, a few shots came out at HD Beast as he tries to make his way south. And look at that. CMB dispatched by Cruzy down in southern Los Leones, as it looks like UBC may be on the hunt for Alabama here. They continue to move down south. Prater Demon is a little bit separated from the rest of the boys. Ginger Jesus and Kaozu, though, have a nice little angle here. Might be able to find a line of sight on this. And okay,
the Winchester.
you can't spell winning without Winchester. And
True.
Jesus, oh, there you go. Ginger Jesus going to land the headshot with the car from range. And Cruzy gets reminded that, hey, sir, we are Alabama, but you cannot just push us with zero respect.
Here comes Pro bringing into college football.
Look, it's taking every ounce of strength in my body to be nice about it.
Oh my god.
Okay. Everything I have.
And now we got Bloody Motions along with RIT pushed onto him, and down goes Bloody Motions. Iceman picking up 2 because he gets Webbington as well. Norwich getting picked apart. Iceman went down to 19 HP here on this crash. Solo crash into the crater.
And just off in the distance, you can hear the gunshots as Cakester Man has been found out and has been flushed out by Oblivion, the Ace, and the rest of the gang from Ontario. As they continue to crash onto this compound, they'll have all 4 in there. HD Beast, meanwhile, getting a little too cavalier, running around on the top of this ridge line, is going to get spotted out and finished off by RIT. Now, the rest of the LSU boys are coming in from the north side, but RIT seems to have their ears on. They've got their good headphones on. They could hear him coming, and this could be them making short work of LSU. Big Penguin comes up over the top. Pseudo Void with the quick down, quick flush. Vincelli going to be right behind him. See if he can do anything better. No, he cannot. Crop just destroys him. Garudan now from range. Let's see if he can do something, anything. Salvage the reputation of LSU here. As he takes a few in the butt, a few in the pan. We'll stay alive for the time being. That'll be a little emote there.
It was, I don't know, it was hopeful to say the least. I mean, he had Beast. He had Beast that was there like super early there in that ball. Pseudo Void's gonna finally get Garrod in there with that arrow.
Nobody saw it. Nobody saw. I saw it, Garudan. He did the platoon emote where he drops to both knees and throws his arms in the air and
man,
took the shot right into the face. I think LSU was may have been ready for this one to be over.
Maybe, but Beast was in center, like already in that dip where Rochester ended up. So, I mean, I think maybe it was just okay. It's game 6. We've been at it for the longest time. It's done. I am surprised that Prater Demon does have the Winchester here though as well. Don't see it too often in competitive PUBG.
Well, unless you're Sonics and you've made it to Circle 9 and have never
You run out of ammo.
Yeah, you run out of ammo for everything else, and you basically have to use whatever's in the compound. Look, we've seen some Winnies. We've seen Winnies get play before. I've seen, I doing scrims a few weeks ago. Saw, I think it was Snakers land like a 500-meter headshot with a Winnie. He looked about as excited as anybody is. It looks like RIT now might be crashing onto Ontario. Can't stay still for too long, otherwise things might get boring. RIT doesn't want to get bored, so they're just going to go ahead and crash it. Nice man, Hershey working the wall, taking a few shots here, but they don't see the kid coming around the backside. Kid's going to get the opening shots, but no! Won't get the down, and Hershey immediately trades him out.
Yeah, that's a beautiful turnaround there from Hershey to be able to just shut down Kid, but now Ontario needs to be able to hold strong. Our zone does pop, but this fight, Ghost taken very low. Nate's coming out. There's the trade. Oblivion the Ace going to get one. Hershey going out of 2 HP, able to get Oblivion the Ace. Here comes the rest of Rochester in to try to help out. Don't run over your teammate. The dude and Ghost, the last two up. Ontario, here's the swing. There's another knock. There's two downed and flushed. Ontario turning it around. It's all up to the dude. Oh, the slide in, and he gets shut down. Rochester eliminating Ontario here, and just a nutty fight for that hanger.
Well, Ontario wanted action, or RIT wanted action. Ontario gave them everything they could handle. They were getting shot in the back there by Midwestern as well. So, meanwhile, it looks like Florizona going to take a few shots as our circle has cut hard to the south. What a crazy circle. This one going way south. As we check in, and where are you going, bro? The rest of his squad is already inside the circle, and he's just switching vehicles right in front of UCF. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. And he does.
UCF just let him drive up right up to that vehicle. That thing had no tires, pretty much. He still made it there. Grabs the other truck. Cincinnati needs to rotate in as well. That's a dangerous spot there on the back of that buggy.
Might be the first time I've ever seen an ego vehicle swap, but that's pretty much exactly what that is. Checking in with Midwest, they have decided that they would like now to crash this compound that was occupied by RIT. They got the opening down on the crop. Pseudo Void is still in there by himself, though, working the walls. Looks like Delta is going to go in there, lead the charge here for Midwest, while Colsey and Gribbles bring up the rear. I think they might have spotted out Cal. Rotation in. Pseudo Void will find the opening shots, but not going to land very many. Couldn't control the spray there, as he will now have to reposition. Looks like he's going to try to maybe go for this res here.
Yeah, it's a tough res. I think the aggression coming in from Delta, he might be still feeling it there from that last game, but he just decides to back off. He's just going to regroup with the rest of his team, just hold out Rochester, because they do still have to come in on that zone. Although some third-party shots coming in from Mitchy Boy with the SKS, some long-range shots with the 3X. That's some big boy pants on right now with that 3X.
Mitchy Boy has never seen a shot that he doesn't think he can hit, so we'll be taking those all day. Meanwhile, Delta is going to go ahead and take care of that tire problem that RIT was having. Unfortunately for them, they are also getting pushed from the north now by St. Ambrose. It looks like as the circle is coming in, St. Ambrose coming in with it, and Midwest now finding themselves with maybe a little bit more on their plate than they were initially expecting.
The real Dukes of Hazzard there is Crimson 1K just flying right over the roadside. Colsey going to take a couple shots, but not going to connect. Crimson has the high ground. The spray. Oh, but he gets taken down at 6 HP. I don't know if he has the heals. He don't know if he has time. He's going to go down to blue here.
Oh, no. And there he goes. Crimson 1K taken down. Now the rest of the squad from SAE still trying to make it in, but they are pushing directly into a full 4-man Cal squad, and they are more than ready to receive them. Lard the Chod will get taken down first. King Nando will be second. Pseudo Void going to use that as a distraction to try to make his way through, and he barely does. Gets taken down to about half HP for his trouble. Crop still at the compound. Dense Plains has managed to make it around, but it looks like he is going to be the last one alive for St. Ambrose here. RIT Pseudo Void actually turning around. Looks like he might want a piece of this.
Crop goes down to blue, so now it's all up to Pseudo Void. Maybe he's just trying to pick up some extra points. They've got 10 kills too, so they were just trying to get as many points as they can and maybe possibly jump NC State, because that fight for second and third is still happening, even fourth place. You know, Southeastern here.
Oh, Pseudo Void! Pseudo Void!
Get him! He's 2.
Pseudo Void just picked up 2 off of Cal. They were not even expecting it. He gets it, but gonna go down to Frodo finally. Mitchy Boy was coming around to try to give it to him, but RIT in a very short amount of time, picking up a boatload of points. We'll see if that's going to be enough to help them jump NC State. NC State's still 4 up, but they have 0 kills so far.
Yeah, and
See
NC
how
State's
far
actually
they get.
crashing onto one of the members of Southeastern here. They 4-man crashed a solo, of course, at center. As Concordia taking some long-range shots. Flashio with a red dot over towards FSU up on the hillside. And NC State are going to end up picking up one. Concordia, they're sitting pretty in the center circle.
Of course they are. They're just sitting there, planning on going to the grand finals for NACL. What are they going to do? They can't wait. Just comfy, cozy, snug as a bug in the rug in the center compound of the hardest like southern shifts that I've seen in a game in a long time.
Yeah. They're just ready to get comfortable in one of those new jackets that Sector 6 to provide.
Oh, Lewis.
Louis.
Not gonna win that 1v1. Nomad Wrath coming in big.
And Chaotic down very low as well. He's got to heal up, and UCF is getting aggressive on this push.
Chaotic, I don't even know if does he have heals? Has
He's
he had
got
a chance?
4. He's got 4 first
He's got 4. He's just not using them. He's chilling. You're vibing on the side of the Bronco right now with his 1 HP. And well, he's going to get away with it for the time being because it looks like UCF not going to push any further, although they did just get shot at from NCSU, which caused them to pause and maybe turn around. Chaotic still not going for that heal. It's like he's doing it out of spite right now.
He was at DC right at the wrong moment, like
possibly. I mean, yeah, he's not moving at all. So I think somebody just tried to shoot at him too. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, Carlos, that's still unfortunate, his position as well, because the Blue is going to have to move here shortly. See Arizona State trying to pick apart Cincinnati just on that hillside, but the south shift once more. Poro, nobody loves all these southern shifts. Eric Brisket, 11 HP, having to deal here with beams.
Just non-stop with the shifts. Beams will get Brisket very, very low. Won't be able to land that last molly to flush him out, though, as he will then trade his attention just off to the side. Brisket still has not really gone for a heal either.
Chaotic is back.
Well, he just doesn't have any. Okay. All right, Chaotic gets his off.
Brisket is found. Fagaholic found as well. FSU picking up that one, and that's all up to Edge. Trying to just find a shack or something. Midwest. Tim shots over here towards UCF on the rotation. Colsey and Delta get 2 of them. Down goes Ben Cargo and Big Butt Judy. 2 more points towards Midwest as UCF tries to find a spot in zone. Just rough rotations for all these teams that were coming in around the north side.
I mean, Midwest is just playing this like a pub match right now. They're just going out and trying to find every kill that they can, and they are finding a bunch of success with it. Meanwhile, Southeastern looks like they are crashing right on top of CTX. Let's see if Concordia can hold off the push. Culpepper will go down immediately. Where are the rest of the boys? Looks like Flashia going to start off by throwing in some flashes. Why not? It's knocked down to about half HP, though.
Yeah, they did have Chaotic pulled blind as well. Beams with a nice wrap on the outside. I like it. Oh, but a nade! What that nade? Lawrence! Nice headshot from Chaotic for the trade.
What a perfectly cooked grenade from Morans. Chaotic will try to trade one back. He's got the mollies. He's got everything. He's going to hold off the push from the backside as well by using that molly.
I think it's enough.
Yeah.
Sneak attack right behind him. Shuts him down. Southeastern out in 9th place.
Unfortunate for Chaotic. He tried to throw that molly to keep the push, to keep Sneak Attack from doing exactly what Sneak Attack did, but the molly went just a little bit too far and went down the hill. So Sneak Attack was able to do that wrap and come in from behind. So very well done by him. But now they have to turn their attention towards their new friends in NCSU.
And NCSU, they just sent it across the road for free just because of that team fight. Another Southern shift coming into play. Morin's no helmet on him inside the bathroom. The barrel spray going to get one. He's going to get the flush. Flashia also gets Winlow. So that's 2 down on NC State. They are in trouble inside of this long building. Because Morins does get a little bit of help here. There's those Pete. Arctic Wolf is going to get 1. He's going to get 2.
Oh!
There's Regimes to help out. But Flashia with some return fire. Who's going to get it? And it was going to be Flashia to finish off NC State. And Concordia stay 2 up with 7 kills here in game number 4, the final game of the night, final game of season 7 of Collegiate PUBG.
One thing will always remain the same, and that is just do not push the long buildings. Mixter will finally land the final shot into Kaozu, and that's going to do for UA. So looking at the map right now, it looks like we've got, well, right now we got UCF getting hard crashed by Midwest. Oogie Boogie going to try to stay alive, going to land the shots on Gribbles through the smoke, through the fog, but he is going to go down eventually to a well-placed grenade from Colsey as Midwest's rage campaign continues. They are up to 7 kills, should be able to get that res as well. And looking at the overhead, it looks like we've got the 4-man squad of British Columbia. You've got the 3-man squad of Florizona and Midwest. And then you've got what's left of Concordia and sweet, sweet Dense Plains for St. Ambrose.
Our one solo snake in the lobby at the moment, Dense Plains. We did find a nice position there in center, but with how aggressive Midwest is playing, with how strong Sneak Attack and Flasha were able to have that hold, you know, they're playing very strong as well. It probably is not going to be a long position for him to hold, but we see Concordia making that western wrap. They're going right towards Florizona State, and I think FSU is just ready for him.
Well, they are absolutely ready for him. Heretofore going to open it up. Find Flashy, not going to be able to get the down just yet. Okay, there we go. Flashy finally getting taken out. Sneak Attack going to try to keep wrapping around, see if he can maybe stay alive a little bit longer for Concordia, but looks like actually he should get away with this too. So, well, there you go, man. 12 alive, and we haven't even popped on Circle 6 yet. How you feel about that?
It's games. Is this game 6 Shrimps? I mean,
it's game 6, baby. Game 6. Game 6 gonna game 6. That is the other constant truth in PUBG. Never push long buildings, and game 6 will always game 6.
It's your Wi-Fi with a headshot on a Sneak Attack. Not going to get away from Florizona State that easily. Shuts him down. Out goes Concordia, and their final 14 for main Poro. We have that solo in Dense Plains for St. Ambrose, a couple 3-mans, and then British Columbia, the only 4-man team in the lobby.
Dense Plains is just big vibing right now. Like dead center of the circle. He's got a compound. Actually, he doesn't even have a compound. He's just got a hay bale. But he is comfy. So comfy. Colsey will find Shabs there. We'll open things up onto UBC as Midwest just decides to crash it once again. Jack will trade out Colsey. Can't get the flush though before he goes down now. He's going down to Gribbles. Where even is Gribbles? Okay, there he is. Delta actually goes down to FSU as maybe Midwest going for a little bit too wide of a split here. A little greedy.
A little bit of a greedy split, but I mean, it was working for him for as long as they were, but now it's up to Gribbles and Colsey. Their Mixter's not done either, wanting to get more. Gribbles gets 2 with a nade, finishing off Shabs and Jack. And now it's all up to its few. 3 kills only for British Columbia, and it's just falling apart. They're the only 4-man team in the lobby, and they just get picked apart here by Midwestern.
I mean, Midwest, they want to fight everybody in the lobby. And you know what? That's fine. You can fight everybody in the lobby. There's nothing that says you have to fight everybody in the lobby at the exact same time.
Maybe it's their playstyle. They just decided, okay, let's just take every fight that we possibly can and just shoot everything. and it's working for him. He's getting very aggressive, getting a lot of kills, jumping a lot of points. But and now there's a two-man. We're gonna have to see what they can do. Fear to Fork, though, pushing up onto the last member of British Columbia. It's Few takes a headshot. The nade coming in through the small window, and a beautifully placed right onto his feet.
All right, this is now officially, from this point on, become a Dense Plains rooting stream.
Yeah, chat.
I am
all the Go Dense Plains in the chat.
I am rooting so hard for Dense Plains to win this, just because he's been sitting in this damn hay bale.
He's probably
like 4 circles now.
I'll be eating dinner.
Doesn't even have his gun equipped right now. He's got a smoke grenade in hand.
He's a dead body.
He is chilling. So we'll see if Dense Plains can maybe come in with the clutch. All we need. Well, Gribbles has gone down to Fear to Fork now as Florazona deciding to play with bolts here tonight. Always fun to watch.
They're hitting the shots too. Fear to Fork hits, hits there.
Oh.
Coles, he's eliminated. Down goes Midwest, and now the 1v3. He's got a smoke out. Dense Plains.
How did they see him?
Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi. How do you not see him? Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. When's the last time you played this game, brother? I know that you.
Oh, Mixer. Okay. Mixer found him. 12 kill victory for State.
We tried, chat. We sent all of our energy to Dense Plains, and all that got us was a smoke grenade in hand, and he had to do a weapon swap at the end after jumping up.
It's a little bit rude of Mixture there. The close range 8x SKS to the bodies.
I wanted the 0 kill win. That's all I wanted. That's all I was kind of
mood taking damage.
That's all I really wanted. You know, like we could have got it. We've gotten close. We've had a couple of 0 kill seconds lately. I'm just holding out for that 0 kill win, man. But look, 12 kills and a first place there for Florazona State at the end. Not a bad performance. You have also the 9 kills in third place for Midwest as they just jumped up several spots in that leaderboard here today. Down there, you also have British Columbia with 3 kills in fourth place, and then Flashy Sneak Attack, Morns, Culpeper finding themselves with 7. But the question is everybody going to remain at the same spot? Did any positions move around? I'm not sure. RIT got a boatload of kills before eventually going out in 12th.
They did, but they also went out way before NC State. So was it enough for them to be able to jump NC State? I don't know. I mean, did NC State keep their lead to keep that second place? We're just going to have to see, and we're going to have to wait for the scores before I'll be able to really nail it down.
Yes, we are. Well, while we do that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have highlights and we will have scores for you so you can know where everybody finished. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, guys, we are back once again, and we have some leaderboard stuff. We've got some highlights to watch, and we have an interview. We have a special guest. Don't we, guys?
That's right, Pora. We've got Sneak Attack from Concordia, our top damage leader, top kill leader. I think he was the Forrest Gump Trophy winner as well. I mean, this man is all over the leaderboards here. The Concordia Sneak Attack. Say hello to everybody. Just say hi. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard going into that last game, you were saying that you were telling you guys, you're pretty comfortable in the lead, which obviously very comfortable in the lead. But you said you wanted to win by a certain amount of points, and how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, with the CGS just updating, I told the boys going into the final game that we had a pretty comfortable lead, as you said. And I said I'd like to win over second place and have like a 50-point lead / gap on them. And it turns out that we actually had 50 points exactly over second. So that's pretty funny.
Exactly 50-point lead. And that is pretty impressive stuff. Coming in first place, 50 points ahead of your competition there. 251 points, 142 kills for the boys. And for yourself, how many did you get? 59 kills in your pocket, 10k damage in 20 games. That's got to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, it felt good to get to shoot and to, play.
Now, Sneak, quick question. Now, because you've been playing for a while now, you play with Nightly Esports. For anybody that's been following a lot of the other leagues and the other games as well. What have you been able to take into it for CBA, kind of going into this huge opportunity, having a chance to play for the Wolves PUBG team now? You have this tryout coming out. This huge big thing. I mean, now you've got jackets coming in from Sector 6. This prize pool. All this now new opportunities, possibly playing in for to come your guys' way. Have you guys been like nervous, or you guys, what have you been telling your team?
We've stayed calm through it all. I've pretty much told the guys just play every game and don't look back at the previous game, just reset and we can work things out after the games. I'm somebody that doesn't really like to necessarily pick on the macro / micro in between the games. So we kind of tend to work on and adjust everything that kind of went wrong in the games afterwards. But no, the vibes with the team this season were phenomenal. We had 4 very positive individuals on the team, and we weren't really focused on the prize at all. I don't think we brought that up in conversation too much. We just wanted to focus on the games and take it one game at a time.
So you've been playing in CBA for a couple of seasons now, yeah?
This was actually my first season.
Is it your first season?
Yeah, it was actually my first season, which was actually super exciting for me. Last season, I didn't play on a team, and then I was asked to sub kind of mid-season or mid to late season. So I ended up playing the end of the season with that university's team, and then I played the playoffs with them. But this was actually my first full season of playing start to finish, which I was super excited about, especially representing my university that I go to. So that's awesome.
That's fantastic. Well, I guess basically what I was going to ask you is what are your thoughts about the kind of the skill level of these collegiate players? Do you think that maybe there might be some diamonds in the rough here that some of the maybe the challenger teams, maybe PCS teams, pro teams might be benefit from taking a look at?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think there's a lot of players in the mix for CBA that have a lot of potential. I think they just need to take the right steps and get involved in the pro scrims and mix with teams and kind of get themselves out there. But yeah, I definitely think there's a handful of very talented individuals that have yet to kind of get their foot in the door with kind of the semi-professional scene. But I definitely think that teams should watch these games and kind of look at players and stuff, because there is a lot of good talent in this.
Definitely seen a few CBA players go on to find some levels of success at at the Challenger Leagues and the top PCS level. So hopefully that will continue. Yazi, you got anything else you want to ask our man?
I think the last question I got is do you have any advice out there? Because I know there's still a lot of young guns out there wanting to prove themselves. You know, and do you have advice for anybody wanting to prove even more? You know, what's one piece of advice that you can give our
for
fans
sure.
and our players out there?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that kind of will like judge you based off of like your abilities early on, and I feel like that kind of sways people in the wrong direction, and they kind of either stop playing the game or they stop grinding from what people say to them. And I'd say just keep doing you. Don't let anybody get in your way. Training mode in TDM is really helpful. Pub matches, just have fun with, experiment, try new things. With the recent implementation of ranked, that's also a good thing to try and get into with a squad. But play a lot of training mode, watch other pros, try and replicate what they do in public matches, see if it works, if it doesn't. But yeah, just keep grinding and don't let anything get in your way, or don't let anybody say that you can't do something. So yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Keep grinding, keep it going. Hopefully we will see Concordia find success once again now that they have qualified for the NACL Collegiate PUBG Grand Championship. We'll see if they can keep this string going with that kind of attitude. Though, Sneak Attack, I gotta imagine y'all are gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I think with our vibes, we'll be just all right.
Well, we will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us for an interview, and once again, congratulations to you and the rest of the team for coming in first place, and you in particular for having such a fantastic solo performance there with the kills and the damage right up there at the top of those leaderboards. Guys, that is going to do it for us. If you want to take a look at the scores, can we do that? Let's take a look at the scores.
I think we could do that. I think we got a little bit of time.
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody knows how everybody finished, where their favorite teams ended up. Obviously, Concordia up there at the top with that 251 points. What did you know? 50 points exactly.
Yeah, 50 point. I think they're just nuts. And then you got second place, North Carolina State University, able to hold back Rochester, NC
Clearly.
State, 201 points, a 5-point difference. Because right behind them is Rochester, who, that last game, they had a lot of kills going early on into that game. And
RIT made a run there at the end, didn't they? 12 kills, and you just gotta imagine if they would have been able to live maybe a little bit longer. But full committing into the fights with Cal, that's how they got the points. So it's a give and take kind of thing. You can see there Southeastern finishing in fourth with 170 points, only 1 point above our Midwest Collegiate group, and then behind them 1 point separating UC Berkeley. UCF coming in 7th place, and 8th place will be taken by Florizona State University, just above University of British Columbia. You can kind of see where everybody else finishing down there, but your top 8 is going to be getting that invite to the NACL Grand Finals are right there.
It's been a nice set of games. Midwest Collegiate, they had a huge jump today. I think right before game 4, they were down in 6th place, maybe even a little bit lower, and they jumped all the way up to 5th. So they really had a great day today. So I think all these teams really just need a shout out for their performance there, Poro, because each one of them just showed great tenacity, in my opinion, just for pushing through.
Some absolute fraggers out there. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we got to give a shout out to our teams that finished towards the bottom half of the leaderboard. Obviously some room to improve there, but thank you guys thank you so much for sticking it out, for sure, because that is something that has plagued PUBG for the longest time, is that a team might not do so great at the beginning, and they just kind of fall by the wayside and drop out, and it affects the whole lobby. It kind of messes with the whole experience. So thank you guys so much for sticking through and learning and getting better each and every week. I have no doubt that we'll see these teams start picking it up and start improving as time goes by.
Yeah, I completely agree, Poro. And then just one last quick shout out to all of our amazing sponsors: Just Hoops, Play for Pink, the NA Collegiate League Sector 6 apparel, who are providing our top 8 teams with jackets to provide the NACL, providing an amazing prize pool of $1,000. And like we said earlier, that invite towards that amazing opportunity to play, for a chance to play with the Wolves PUBG esports team, and then GTIF Capital. Big shout out to all of our sponsors for being able to do this for us, and it's been an amazing time, Poro. I've had a great time here with you tonight. I think it was our first time casting together,
Yeah.
and I look forward to the future. This has been great and fun.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thanks so much from me. Thanks so much from Yazi. Thanks so much from our production staff, i.e. Slans and Chunks. And I'm going to go ahead and say thanks from all the casters that have casted all the other previous weeks before this one. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support Collegiate PUBG and continuing to be here and watching. We couldn't do it without you. So you guys are awesome. We love you. And hopefully we will see you here next time around. So keep an eye on that Collegiate PUBG Twitter. See what's coming up next. But for now, that is going to do it for us. I have been Porosaurus. He has been Yazi. And this has been the CBA Season 7 Grand Finals. Congratulations once again to Concordia. And we'll see you guys next time.